Long-term goals and the benefits of having them. Life is a marathon, not a sprint, they say. A statement I fully agree with, even though I'm hardly a quarter of the way through my race. And I think people like to debate whether life is short or long, though I'm not totally sure which side of the debate I'm on. I think that on the one hand, life is short, as no one will be able to fully realize all of their dreams, goals, and desires. But I also think that on the other hand, life is long, as 80 years is almost 30,000 days. Either way, regardless of what you believe, I feel that it's important to have long-term goals, things that give you purpose and a steady sense of direction in life. Life is chaotic at times, and it's these long-term goals that can act as sturdy pillars in your life, ideally guiding you through the chaos. As long as you set your goals on the right things, you'll always be able to tell if you're going in the right direction or not. That's what we'll be talking about today. Completion. After 4 years and 3 months, I finally finished my Duolingo course. Finishing this course was once a distant goal of mine. Distant in that I hardly even considered it when I started. I think it's those goals that I'm referring to in this essay. The ones that have an endpoint so far in the future that you don't actually know what the end will look like. When I started my French course, I wasn't really trying to finish it. I had assumed that I would one day, but finishing wasn't my goal, learning French was. However, with time and the further I got through my course, the reality that I may just finish it steadily grew closer. What started as just a let's learn eventually turned into a let's finish this. My goal was distant enough that the idea of finishing was mostly irrelevant. What I needed to do first was to make sure that I actually got started. It feels good to be done, but really done is just an arbitrary line in the sand that marks the end of the course. My French journey certainly isn't done. The thing though is that the closer I got to finishing the course, the more I felt like I needed to complete it. As I created what I desired, my desire grew stronger, like two magnets who attract each other the closer they get. Completion may just be a line in the sand, but it is also one of the things that drew me to keep working. Knowing that I was getting closer to my goal each and every time I practiced my French was drawing me to a future where I actually achieved what I desired. Purpose is in the pursuit. I had no intention of learning French when I finished my first lesson, and now having completed the entire course, I plan to be able to speak French for the rest of my life. That's what goals can do. If they're right for you, then they can balloon into lifelong pursuits. People are often looking for meaning in life, and everyone has their suggestion for how to get it. For me personally, I think one of the major ways to find meaning in life is to find out what you desire to achieve and then just go for it. Note that I say go for it and not achieve it. Sometimes in life we chase the wrong things, which is why it is the pursuit of a goal that should give purpose and not the goal itself. You can always change your goal and keep the sense of purpose, but when your goal is your purpose, if you need to change your goal, then you'll lose your purpose too. The goal is the reason to make the effort, and it is the effort itself that gives you a sense of purpose. The effort is the proof that you're working towards a future you desire. Having long-term goals gives you multiple reasons to get up in the morning and make something of your day. If you are clear on your goal, then you can work out what you need to do to get there, which will tell you exactly what you should do every day until you reach your goal. This is exactly what happened with my French course. I started it back in 2021, and I've been slowly chipping away at completion ever since. A free moment here, half a day there, not always consistent, but always making progress. Duolingo was always with me. Every spare moment of my life I knew it was there, waiting for me to decide it was time to do a little practice. It was just up to me to actually do it. What is fascinating to me though is that over the past 4 years, so much has changed. I hardly feel like the same person. I don't live in the same city, have the same friends, or do the same job. I'm a new me. But Duolingo is still there, still sitting in my pocket, waiting for me to dedicate a little time to it. That's the beauty of a long-term goal. It is always waiting for you to get back to it. When you have long-term goals, there is never nothing to do. Obviously, you don't want to overwork, but the point is that you know what you could be doing and where you're headed when you are doing. Long-term goals will be with you through thick and thin. That's their magic. Satisfaction and fulfillment. Part of what makes long-term goals worth pursuing is the purpose that comes from the pursuit itself. We've already covered that. The other part is all about what happens once you finish your goals. It's maybe not so easy to imagine what life will be like once you get near the end of a long-term goal, but the one thing that you really don't want to do is to look back and feel as if you didn't live enough, to feel as if you held yourself back from doing what you want now that you no longer have the opportunity to do so. The completion of a long-term goal carries with it a certain satisfaction. There's a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing that you spent a long period of your life working on something meaningful. Unfortunately, it also goes the other way if you spend a long time working on something that isn't meaningful. The point is that now sitting behind me is 4 years worth of work and a completed course to show for it. For any of you that completed a university degree, you'll have the same feeling, though I guess it depends on whether you feel as if your degree was a good use of your time or not. If you're happy with your time at university, then you'll know the feeling of accomplishment even better than I do. Duolingo hardly compares. But just in the same way that it feels great to have an understanding of where your future is going, it is also great to know that you spent your past in a way that is right for you. Long-term goals carry this double-pronged benefit. You can look forward with clarity and look back with satisfaction. Really, that's what all of this is about. All of this essay, but also all of my writing, is trying to give people the understanding that the tools to find their happiness in life. Personally, I think that long-term goals are a key component for the 2 reasons previously listed. Chapters. It's these chapters that you'll look back on with satisfaction, the periods of your life that stand out in memory. Details or events are often lost to time, however we'll always remember our greatest achievements and some of the key milestones along the way. Even though I have no intention of stopping my French journey, my Duolingo journey has mostly come to an end. I'm sure I'll still use the app from time to time, I'm not going to delete it, but the point I'm making is that the goal is complete. The journey from beginning to end is done, and I'm ready to embark on my next French journey, the one beyond Duolingo. I've completed a chapter of my life. That's what's so amazing about accomplishing a long-term goal. Every time you finish one, you're ready to start the next adventure. It can sound scary to commit years of your life to one thing, but the truth is that there will always be something else to move on to, whether you move on in a week or a decade. The point is that it feels good to achieve a long-term goal, and if you can jump right in again and go for another one once you're done. That's the thing. Long-term goals are often staggered. While I just finished one, I have a few others currently underway, all at different levels of completion. Just because it might take years to finish a goal I started today, doesn't mean I have to wait years to finish something. I'll finish some of my other goals in the meantime. This way, you're always ticking off your goals in a revolving door of accomplishment, success, and satisfaction. If you have 5 long-term goals and you can complete one and start one per year, then you're always working towards and achieving your goals at the same time. A fantastic place to be. All of these different chapters overlap and contribute to a rich and fulfilling life. You're the one consistent amongst the chaos, the thing that holds all of these chapters together. You're at the center of the whirlwind that is your life, the eye of your own storm. Give yourself the gift of being able to look back at your life and remember the different goals you pursued and accomplished. If a book was written about your life, let your long-term goals be the chapters.